Off week 6 with a great Thursday night matchup, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Miami Dolphins. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Devon Achane. Makes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. You talk about this Jets defense. They find themselves just a couple of spots outside of the top 10 defending the pass, number 12 in the league.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6. Looking to pass. Tua. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back help. In the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to at a disappointing 1-4 as they start play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 4-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
2nd and 10.
It's safe. Go ahead.
Tua, fast pass outside, complete. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Turbo 1, high. Check.
Now Tua. Man, and he hits him in stride. And the Dolphins are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal.
Go ahead. Hey, 21 TX. All right, go ahead. Go, go, go. 21G, 21G.
Here's Tua. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal.
20, 22.
Tua sets up to pass it. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal following incompletions on 1st and 2nd down.
18. Runner, long.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down. 2. So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. The kick by Sanders is good. And the opening drive for the Dolphins yields 3. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready?
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
But what they're seeking with an RPO is space for the receiver to make a catch and then make a play downfield, but there wasn't any space available, thus the incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here we go, strike. Cowboy 80.
Now a run. It's the rookie from Nebraska. And he'll get about 3 out of that up to the 39-yard line. Now a 3rd and 6.
It's a gain of 4. brings up 3rd and 6.
Let's go, Edie.
Operating from the gun, Edwards. That is caught. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 9.
Ready, go.
They'll try the left side. Franks. And he is going to lose yardage here. 3rd down and 13.
Gravity line.
Off the play fake. Edwards. And that will be incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here's the Jets punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken around the 12. I'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Second down and 8.
Ready, son? 22, out.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And a throw right sideline is complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. From the gun, it's Tua. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Damone Clark. And the Jets will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They'll start following the interception. 5. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. This is 2nd and 8.
Let's go, lady.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Buffalo 18.
Off play action. Edwards. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. He'll go down as a gain of 6. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? It's who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night. Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And the Jets, first down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Let's go.
They'll run on 1st down. Franks. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
He's brought down.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Franks. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the 2nd quarter, as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up.
Ready? 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles, 60 Bison, 6.
Now a handoff up the middle. Franks. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
A gain of 11 on the play. 1st down, Jets.
Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Goddard. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. To throw is Edwards from the gun on 3rd down. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Danny Gray, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jets have taken the lead. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3.
Next to score, Jets 7, Dolphins 3.
The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they come in losers of 2 straight. And remember, they've got the open date on their calendar next weekend. But you think it's vitally important, Charles, that they focus on the task at hand here?
Absolutely, because these players, they know what's coming up. And the difference between taking time off following a win versus doing so on a 3-game losing streak, that's absolutely huge, because they may come back if they lose this game to a facility, and there may be new faces in there and some teammates lost.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Ready.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Solo left Zion. Out.
Out of the gun on 3rd down. Here's Tua. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A 1st down and then some. Give him 29 yards.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a 1st down himself.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
All right, go. Ready. 21G, 21G.
Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. And it's a short one here. Complete. The ball comes out. And this is going to kick out of bounds. Boy, a fortunate bounce or 2 there. They'll keep possession back inside the 10-yard line. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds, because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Long. Ready.
They'll set up to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Go ahead. Out.
Back to the ground, H.N. And he's in. Touchdown, Miami. Devon H.N. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are able to move back in front. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was. And when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of the defense.
And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
35-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
From the 42-yard line, here's second down and 3.
19 Chargers, 19 Chargers.
Up the middle they go. Franks. A determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 42 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Those are the types of run, Charles, that they say this first-year running back can provide a lot more of in the future.
He made it look easy, didn't he? Picking up that first down. Some have described him as a diamond in the rough with a lot of polish, nice little buffing. This guy could be one of the top backs going forward.
And now they'll shift things around.
Check smash, check smash.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's second down.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here we go, set. Round throw 80. 19, 18. Ready.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. They get to him for a loss of 4. And it brings up third down on the sack. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
70 Timberwolves.
Motion left, Smith.
Go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 26. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining.
Let's go now. Cowboy 80.
On first down, Franks. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
23-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
70 Timberwolves.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's got this man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 12-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Well, I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield. And he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
They'll run on first down. Franks. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. But Juju Brents comes up for the stop. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll try to run this one in. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Come on, Panther 60, Panther 60.
They'll try to run this one in. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1.
Brought down just shy of the goal line. A gain of 3 yards. It's now
they'll run here on 3rd and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jets have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 5.
14. Dolphins 9.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Sanders to kick off for Miami.
And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Here we go, check. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Let's go.
Edwards now throwing to start the drive. The Dolphins get there this time and they bring him down. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Back to throw. Edwards. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. We'll see where they...
70 Timberwolves. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
If you look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
And shedding through the tackle. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And it'll be Dolphin football. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for the second half. One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't. But he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, get set.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
Back to throw.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
2nd and 6.
Back. Back throw 80.
Off the play fake.
Edwards throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Panther 60. Panther 60.
On 3rd down, Franks. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down.
On the jump. Here we go. Here we go.
They'll go for it. It's Hall.
And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Running left, Achane.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Looking to throw on 2nd down.
Tua.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
Watch it, Oscar. Let's go.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Oh, he's got some is due there and then preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position.
70.
Straight ahead is Hall. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. In motion to tight end. Now a give right side. Franks. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
You know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Edwards off the play fake. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
And his kick is indeed good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say we should have done better there.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I tell you what, when you're down on the scoreboard, you've got to look to your stars, and that's what they do here to start the drive. I wouldn't be surprised if they looked his way a few more times in short order. That one, well designed, and it's a quick first down.
Back to throw now on first down. Now he'll tuck this and run. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
TX.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Tua. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Tua setting up shop to throw again. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 42.
Now Tua going to change the play.
At the 42-yard line.
A run straight ahead with Achane.
This one is stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down, exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Throwing on second down, Tua. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 15-yard line. With that catch, he goes over 100 yards receiving on the night.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Achane gets it from the gun.
And he will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And that's also all for this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th.
Now 2nd and 9.
Ready. Ready.
Tua with a quick throw, caught out wide. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown.
Devon Achane with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Dolphins have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback, because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down. A gain of 19 yards.
Ball on a give up the middle. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Here we go. Strike.
They'll go again with Hall. Now inside the 25. Breece Hall. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jets use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Extra point right down the middle. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone, so this ball will come out to the 30 now. First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive.
44.
There's still plenty of time here in the 4th quarter. In just a 1-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage.
You don't see that a ton, do you? The cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Whoa. Hey. Solo left Zion. Solo left Zion. Hey.
Looking to pass. Tua. Now he's going to step up and run. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Inside the 10. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown.
Oh, that's about as tough as they come. You're driving to try to put the ball in the end zone and tie the game, and that happens.
It's exciting for us, wasn't it? Because we were thinking, hey, we might be headed towards overtime. Instead, it looks like this one may very well be done. And guess what? If you're a fantasy owner and you have that defense, you just had a big game, didn't you?
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 15 now.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And we'll see if they can band back together after the pick 6. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Devon Achane, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Dolphins are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point up and good by Sanders as this gets him back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead, 1st down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on 1st down puts them back on their heels.
Ready.
Well, it's caught on the right side. It's Smith. And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it as he gets wiped out on that one.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
70 Lions. Bronco 80. 79 Broncos.
Here's Edwards from the gun on 3rd down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand. And there they bring pressure from the inside, and they get home.
Yeah, hard to block everyone, isn't it? And on this play, someone did not get blocked. He's the one who got home.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
Cougar 19 Lions.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's the Jets punter now as he's on to kick it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes it's not really true, but last drive that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And Hill is going to have the Dolphins first down as he'll get this to the 23-yard line.
It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
At the 23-yard line.
Ready.
Up the middle, Achane.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
148 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. This 2nd and 4.
Go left side. Ready. All right, go ahead. Go. Out.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
And the Dolphins
Tua to Tyreek for the Miami first.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Hey. Get set.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
At the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
Here's second and a yard.
Hey, 21 TX. What a team! Hey! Step.
Tua going to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
What a kickoff to the week this has been. Now a big play. It's third down.
Now Tua.
That is caught. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
That's another Dolphins first down.
On the handoff, it's Achane.
He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
It's a gain of 25 yards on the play. That's another Dolphins first down. First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
TX. All right. Corner, long.
Now Tua. And that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be second down.
Dominic Hampton on the
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Again, running right, Achane.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our VCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds.
Well, here's a big one. You can just feel it. This is third down now.
Come on, hard. Watch it, Oscar.
Here's Tua.
Hard throw, incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now, has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Well, the defense circling now. 4th down and 7.
Solo left Zion. Hey!
Tua. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Dolphins are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And with the scoreboard against them here in the 4th quarter, this was definitely 4-down territory. Really nice job there finding a way to get open, and a really nice throw. That sets them up with 1st and goal.
Here's 1st and goal. Achane will take this in for the Dolphin touchdown.
So they got the touchdown they needed to cut this to 2, but now they've got to get back to the huddle. No celebration time. Got to figure out what they're going to do on the two-point conversion.
So now a big play here as the Dolphins will go for the 2.
The Dolphins are lining up for a two-point conversion.
The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. Here we go now as we get set for a big two-point conversion.
Come on. Hit. 70 Timberwolves. Get it together. Motion. Take go.
And he's not going to get there. The defense able to come up with a big stop, and they're going to hold on to their two-point lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
I think it might be time